I used to play in this Star Wars group for a while, and it still kind of goes on and off. We've been playing since the book first came out. The guy running it was a huge Star Wars fan, and so when he heard Edge of the Empire was coming out, he was just on those books like it's nobody's business. So when he first brought over the books, he had a list of pre-gens. As they were picking through the pre-gens, I'm like, I'm playing Han Solo. And he's like, you don't know there's a Han Solo in here. I'm like, there's a Han Solo in there. Of course there's a Han Solo in there. There is going to be a human smuggler, and that's going to be my character. Because this is Star Wars. I'm playing Han Solo. And so he's flipping through the pre-gens. I'm like, not Han Solo, not Han Solo. And then I saw Pash, human smuggler. Boom! Hand goes down on the sheet. Pull it towards me. I'm Pash. So that character was particularly interesting. And one of the weird things about the character was I always used to get made fun of for playing that character, because even though my character had ranks in forgery, skullduggery, disguise, I never did anything illegal. Like, whenever we would have a problem or some sort of an issue, I would always suggest the straightforward, legal, not going to get us into any trouble kind of an answer. I'd be like, oh, like, there seems to be some packages, and these are illegal. Like, if we were to take them through customs, like, they would get caught. And they'd go, you are a smuggler! You smuggle! Look, the profession picks you, I replied, not the other way around. And it was this joke where I was always avoiding getting into trouble. And they made this joke that if we ever got arrested by the stormtroopers or by the Empire, they would just let me go. Because they're like, oh, that's cute. Like, hey, you have a clean record. And I would be like, no, really, I'm an outlaw. You have to arrest me. No, please. And they'd kick me out. But anyway, so my character was very straightforward. The only thing really which my character did that it was illegal was I used to smoke death sticks. And that caused a lot of problems in our group. And particularly, the reason why is because whenever my character smoked death sticks, but he would particularly smoke death sticks when there was a fight, or when the action was heavy, or when it's like he thought that when he smoked the death sticks, it was like calming his nerves. Really, they weren't. Every time he smoked death sticks, they would actually give him a black die penalty every single time. The players were actually okay with it. They would get irritated sometimes, but it was in very particular things. But the GM was not having it because he felt like it was kind of lowering the power curve of the group as a whole. So what he decided to do is that he had to get rid of the death sticks, and he wanted to get rid of my character smoking them. And how would he do that? So he came up with a plan. So what happened is that we get some kind of like a distress call, and we end up kind of investigating this disturbance on this planet. So we fly in, we arrive at the planet, we go out, and this planet is this huge jungle, this very dense forest. And there's kind of this weird like Sith activity that's kind of going around here. And as we're going into the forest, suddenly we're hit with some kind of weird like Jedi, Sith energy, and we all fall unconscious. My character wakes up, and he's in the middle of the forest, and he doesn't remember how he got here. None of his friends are nearby. He's just alone. He reaches down to go get a death stick, and the GM goes, you don't have them. And I'm like, what? He's like, yeah, your death sticks are gone. And I'm like, oh man, my character's addicted. Like, this is going to be a problem. And he goes, no. You know what? That's really weird. You don't feel like you need death sticks. I'm like, huh. Okay. He says, oh, you also feel this weird calling to you in the center of the jungle, and you should go investigate it. I'm like, okay. And so, basically the story continues, and I end up at this temple, and then I get in touch with the friends again. They had been knocked unconscious as well. We group up. We investigate this weird Sith stuff. A bunch of weird shit happens, and then we get back to our ship. We get back to the ship, and then I start looking around for my death sticks. There's no death sticks on the ship either. So what that means is that the Sith, we got lured to a planet. The Sith knocked us all unconscious with his Sith powers, dragged me out, dragged me into the middle of the forest, took my death stick, somehow took my ability to my addiction away, and then went onto our ship, which also had other passengers, found my stash, got the death sticks, and then left. And I mean, this Sith must really, really have wanted those death sticks. I mean, that's a lot of trouble luring us to this planet just to get my death sticks. But anyway, so from then on, my character did not smoke death sticks. Now, some of you might be thinking, hey, this story sounds a bit weird, but hold your horses, because the planet is not just a normal planet, he was a magical Sith planet. And if the story sounds familiar, he's also the same GM who was also GMing for the Tiefling Warlock. Remember that story? Anyway, so from then on, Pash became the sober, not addicted to death sticks character. So literally my character did not do any crime at that point. He was very straight edge now.